Hello, YouTubers and expats. My name is Danny, and today I'm going to share with you a tale of regret and confusion. So stick around. My tale starts off back in maybe October of 2025, just last year. Anyway, I decided I'm going to use Balikbayan delivery to send myself some cargo. For those who don't know, Balikbayan is a cheap and affordable way to send cargo from the Philippines to another country and vice versa. It's a pretty popular thing to do. It's cheap, it's affordable, it's all the great things you want. I found myself Balikbayan cargo service in Korea. I packed all the boxes, 3 boxes in fact, and had them come and pick it up. Everything went smoothly. I got the tracking number, and I could Facebook chat with the couriers anytime if I had a question. So I sent it to my Airbnb address in the Philippines. So everything was cool, so I went to the Philippines into my Airbnb. I found my Airbnb wasn't a good Airbnb, and I was ready to leave. It kind of forced me to look for a condo. I left and found a condo within 2 weeks. I chatted with the cargo people. I said, is it possible to change the address to my condo, which is like a 45-minute to 1-hour trip away from my Airbnb? He said, no big deal, we'll do that. That's not a problem at all. So I thought, okay, cool. So I gave them my new address I wanted to send my Balikbayan boxes to. They put the cargo on the ship and shipped it to the Philippines. Everything was good until it came to the Philippines. Things started slowing down. When the boxes came to the Philippines, they were handed over to a local Balikbayan box company. Through my research, I found lots of complaints about this company. This company is known for lost boxes that don't deliver, causing lots of stress, lots of broken items and lost items, and they don't really care much about the service they provide. I don't want to say the name of this company, but the initials could stand for Lost Box Company or the Lazy Bastard Courier. I went from having tracking reports like every day to once a week if I was lucky, and maybe once every 2 weeks. So I was waiting for my boxes to arrive. I've already moved to my condo at this time. I got a confusing tracking update that I didn't really understand. So I went into the place, the local courier. I asked them what the tracking message meant. They told me the tracking message meant it was ready to be shipped to my Airbnb I had, which I said before, it was like 45 minutes to 1 hour away from my condo. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I changed that address. They told me, according to their computers, it wasn't. So I asked them to change again. They said, okay, give us the tracking number and your new address and we'll change that in our system. But there was no guarantee that the change will go through because it all depends on when the head office person sees their email. So I said, well, I guess I'm going to have to bite the bullet and do that. And a couple weeks went by, waiting for the package to come. It didn't come. But I had a family emergency back in the USA. I had to fly back and take care of it. And this whole time, while I was in the USA, still not getting tracking updates. So I'm wondering where my boxes are. I'm not even in the country, waiting for them to be shipped. I get a tracking update saying my boxes were delivered. The address to my Airbnb. Nothing I can do about that now. I just have to find a way to get them from my Airbnb to my condo, which is 45 minutes away. I found a good service. I was about to finalize the payment and everything when I got a text from somebody who lives in my condo. They told me my packages were delivered there with a picture, which I could tell they were my boxes. So I zoomed in on the boxes. The boxes looked kind of worn down and kind of not really in the greatest shape. So I thought, oh great, if the boxes look this bad, what does it look like on the inside? Probably something's got broken or tore up or ruined or something like that. So I thought, okay, I can't do anything about it until I get back. So I finally made it back. Got the boxes, looked at them, but I've noticed something on the top of the boxes. It was a piece of paper taped on it. I read the piece of paper. On that piece of paper was my condo address. Under that piece of paper was another piece of paper taped to the box with the same condo address on it. So I ripped that paper off and I found my original Airbnb address written on the box. So my summation is they got my change of address and then they got my other change of address, but they did not update their main computer. So it's like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. So that's my Balikbayan story. Like I said, it was confusing and it was full of lots of stress and lots of upsetting moments, but I got over it and got my stuff. Anyhow, have you had a Balikbayan story? What kind of experience do you have? Have you tried the Lost Box Company? The Lazy Bastard Courier? Have you tried them before? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you haven't subscribed to T&D Productions, you'll get more stories of the expat lifestyle. Don't forget to like and share this video to all your friends who probably would want to use a Balikbayan courier. Until next time, this is Danny from T&D Productions, the YouTube channel made by expats, for expats, about expats. See you next time.